Hi, the Islamic Dad here. If you enjoy this channel, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. I'm going to do a video on the narcissists and social media from a couple of different angles. But I don't think I've done a video on this specific subject. And if I have, I forgot about it. So too bad. I was thinking about the experiences that I've had with the narcissists in my life and social media, and so I'll just go back to like my ex-wife, the malignant narcissist, and how once she dove headfirst into her midlife crisis and this new persona. She was on her phone 24/7. I mean, I don't even think that's exaggerating. There were times, I mean, we were still married at the time. We had kids, and it would be the four of us, and we'd be, eating food, passing the rolls, talking about our day, and the kids are talking about school. And my wife at the time is sitting there on her phone, just going, just messaging away. And at that point, she had set up different notification tones for the various different men in her life, which was, not exaggerating, dozens. And so her phone sounded like a pinball machine going off, because there was all these different dings, whistles, bells, and stuff going off just constantly, in addition to her banging out messages. And so she was doing this at the kitchen table at dinner, which traditionally was kind of sacred for our family. I mean, we didn't really even allow phones at the table. So, the reason I bring that specific example up is that it just shows the extent to which the narcissist can become have this symbiotic relationship with social media, where it is not, it becomes so, it's hard to explain. It's not like it's even separate from them at that point. It's like they're living in that world, or it's part of them. So for example, some months, or a month or so passed, and my wife at the time had left her phone in the car of one of these, dozens of men that she was having affairs with. And she, of course, lied about, what had happened. But she obviously she had lost her phone. She was more distraught at losing her phone than I think she was when her own mother died. It was bizarre. It was very, very strange. I mean, narcissists are, narcissists can be weird just on their own. And so this is one of the situations where she was not having a normal human reaction. So she was weeping, crying, throwing herself, on, the chair and the couch and stuff, wailing about how her whole life is on there, and just, wailing at the top of her lungs, that my phone is my whole life. My whole life is on that phone. I need that. I can't live without it because that's my whole life. And at the time, I was just kind of scratching my head. I mean, that's insane talk. Who says their phone is their life? But, in retrospect, to the extent that I understand what was going on now, that was her contact. That was her lifeline to the dozens of men that she was having affairs with. And so if she lost her phone, she lost all those names, phone numbers, contacts, everything. And that, having those affairs and partying and stuff, that was her life at that point. Well, I mean, it is now, but you know what I mean. And so losing her phone to her felt like she was losing this, wonderful, exciting life that, that she created for herself. So, yeah, again, very, very strange. With my covert narcissist ex-girlfriend, it's eerie how much of an overlap there is. My ex-girlfriend was always on social media, especially, Facebook and Instagram, where anything she did, she had to have a selfie and be like, oh, I'm at lunch, la la la. And it was very odd for me because, again, I'm Gen X, I'm not in my 20s, and it was bizarre for me to be dating someone who was closer to my age, acting like they were, to me, 20 years old. It's like, who takes selfies all the time? Some 20-year-old Gen Z kid. And so it was very strange for me to see this adult woman with a career and all this type of stuff just perpetually taking selfies. And I told, one of my friends recently that it was, kind of a hilarious red flag was when we went on vacation to one of the, amazing canyons in the U.S., and we were there for 2 or 3 days, just absolutely beautiful, 3,000 foot, canyons. And I'm there taking photos of the canyons, and she's there, leaning, being like, and taking selfies of herself with the canyon in the background. And I think that says it all. I mean, if you have someone who that would drive to, say, the pyramids or fly, to the pyramids or something like that, and then get in front of them and then be taking selfies. That is that's just such a funny example of narcissism and how narcissists think. That these great, beautiful, scenic vistas are just mere backgrounds for their face. So yeah, that was very odd. And then also, again, she would always just almost have this addiction to her phone, where we might be doing something fun that she chose, something fun that she has stated she enjoys. We'd be in the middle of it, enjoying it, say this, this special movie, showing once, typically not in theaters. It's a very special occasion. It's one of her favorite movies, all this. And then she'll be in the middle of the movie and say, okay, I need to go to the bathroom, but I'm going to take my phone just in case I get stopped in the hallway. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my phone because if they stop me in the hallway, I can show them I have my phone. So I'm going to go to the bathroom, but I'm taking my phone. Just really bizarre stuff. But the short of it is that even when my covert narcissist ex-girlfriend was doing something she enjoyed, she still had this compulsion to stop and break away from it to go get on her phone. I think that was a combination of both, stupid crap Instagram, Facebook updates and stuff like that, but also my, ex-wife to chat with, dozens of guys and be like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Type thing. Just get some validation, some quick narcissistic supply, and then go back to enjoying life. Very strange. The one thing that I don't know to what extent it's discussed with regard to narcissists and social media, but I think it's it's enough of a trait that people are starting to notice the pattern and talk about it, which is this kind of bizarre double standard or duality with the narcissist, where the narcissist feels absolutely compelled to put everything up on social media. So, Facebook's, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. At the same time, they're also going to lock down the visibility for different people. And so one of the odd things, I experienced this myself, and I've heard of other people that have experienced too, where you might be, say you're married, your spouse has Facebook. You go on their Facebook account and you see 3 public posts. And you're like, oh, okay, that's not, no biggie. You talk to your sister and say, hey, how you doing? And your sister says, hey, your spouse posts to Facebook all the time, and like just today they've posted 10 times about how they're in, I don't know, looking forward to traveling to Europe or something like that. And you might, and you're thinking, what? I didn't see any of that. And then you realize that your own sister has more visibility to your spouse's, say, Facebook than you do. And that your spouse, while being compelled or feeling this compulsion to, share so much of their life on social media, is also hiding so much of that from you. And so that's the great irony, is that if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, whether that be boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, spouse, whatever, you probably have less visibility than strangers do. Random people can probably see more posts, videos, reels, etc. from your own partner than you can. And this is something that I saw firsthand with my, ex-wife, again with my ex-girlfriend. And it didn't happen all at once. And when I asked them about it, I said, yeah, that's odd. I used to be able to see all these, I used to be able to see your friends list. And, I noticed that you locked that down. It's not a big deal. It was curious because, like, normally when I go to your page, it's like right there at the top. And, like, now it's just blank. Like, you just blocked it off. And they'll say something like, oh, yeah, that's Facebook default. That's a security feature. Just, new default. I didn't touch it. That's just Facebook doing that for security. And I was like, oh. Okay, kind of odd because no one else has done that on their page. But you're telling me it's just the Facebook default. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it is bizarre. And this is not my own personal experience. This is just something that I'm, kind of repeating that I've heard, which makes sense. Is that why the narcissist does that is that even when they have a partner or, a girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, whatever, they don't want you to see the other aspect of their life. But the reverse is true also, that they don't want people to see that they're in a relationship with you. That it's very typical for a narcissist if you have Facebook and you look at their status, it might be blank, or it might say that they're in a relationship with you when you check it, and then when anyone else checks it, it's blank, because they don't want their plan B's, plan C's, plan D's to see that they're in a relationship with someone. They want to have, I guess, plausible deniability, where from at least the view of people looking at their social media, they look basically single. At the very most, I could see them saying, "Oh no, I date, but yeah, that's it." That said, the one thing I can say that I did see personally, in addition to what I've described, is where my ex would be, constantly sharing photos and stuff of herself, as she did, anything and everything. But then, we go on, go see movies, camping trips, holidays, all this type of stuff. There's no photos of the two of us. That's weird. So, we've been in a relationship not just for these many months, but for a couple of years now. And when I go to your social media, there's no photos of the two of us, but there's plenty of photos with you and that, grade Z guitarist for that band that failed, or this person who, went to Harvard, or these people that are, scientists working in Antarctica. You have pictures of all of you guys together, but none with your partner. And of course, I did, me being me, I did confront my ex-girlfriend about it, and she just gave an answer. I mean, narcissists, they will not pause. They have an answer ready. It just didn't make any damn sense. She was like, "Oh, well, it was because, I just wanted to be respectful of you and your kids because you have kids. And the fact that you have kids, I wanted to be safe. I don't want to cross any lines and stuff. So I wanted to be respectful of the fact that you have kids." And that was the reason she gave why she could not have any photos up of her and me. My kids were not in any of the photos, just to be clear. So, yes. So, where I'm going with all this is just, especially in 2023, the narcissist is so, symbiotically connected to social media, both in how they communicate with their plan B's, C's, D's, and E's, but also with how they present themselves to the world, and also how they are able to hide and kind of box off different parts of their life. So they can have a box over here and compartmentalize, okay, this is my life with my spouse, and then this is my life with my plan B, and maybe even this is my life with my plan C. And they can have all those, separated, compartmentalized, and and that way they're able to get that validation, that supply from each of those boxes separately. For me, it sounds like a lot of work, but apparently for narcissists, it's just another day. So hopefully this video's been helpful.